Hello guys, this is Akash. Welcome back to this YouTube channel Nursery with Lecture. In this video, we are going to discuss complex numbers in the top 10 question series for JEE Advanced 2023. If you didn't join the Telegram group, join the Telegram group, and also if you didn't subscribe to the channel, subscribe to this channel, because for JEE Advanced, the top 10 question series, every day video will be uploaded in the channel at the time of evening 5 p.m. So it is very important to get the notification. So subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell icon. So now let's get into this video. This is the first question, guys, and these questions, these top 10 questions are from the previous year of JEE Advanced only, not randomly picked. These questions are very important. So now let's get into this video and discuss each and every question. This is the first question, guys, and in this question they are asking for any integer k, let alpha k equal to, they given one complex number, that is alpha k. One second, guys. They given one complex number, that is alpha k equal to cos of k pi by 7 plus I sin k pi by 7. So what it will be, e power I k pi by 7. This is a complex number they given, and where I equal to root minus 1, you already know the iota value is root minus 1. The value of this expression, they are asking what is the value of this expression. So we will deduce what is this, what is the expression they given. So first let's discuss the numerator part, alpha k plus 1 minus alpha k. Suppose if I substitute value 1, what it will be? It will be alpha 2 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 3 minus alpha 2 plus, and it is mod, and alpha 4 minus alpha 3, and so on up to mod alpha 13 minus alpha 12. This is the thing. And next, and in the down, if we apply k equal to 1, it will be 4 minus 1, it is 3, minus, if you apply 1, it is alpha 2, plus, if you apply 2, 4 to 8, 8 minus 1, 7, alpha 7 minus alpha 4 to 8, 8 minus alpha 6, plus mod alpha, if I apply 3, 4 3 is 12, it is 11, minus, it will be 4 3 is 12, 12 minus 2, it is 10, so alpha 10. So what it is implying, I already said to you, suppose if you take the cube roots of unity, that is e power I, it will be cos 0 plus I sin 0, 1 second, guys, whole power 1 by 3, suppose it will be e power I 2k pi by 3, yes, it is e power I 2k by 3. I already said in the cube roots of unity, that is the cube roots of unity, what are the cube roots of unity? E power I 2k pi by 3. Here it will be, I already said, e power I k pi by 7. Here if you plot the values of this thing, you will get a equilateral triangle, I already said. Like that, if we apply the fourth roots of unity, you will get a square. And if you apply the nth roots of unity, you will get a circle. Suppose these are the things, but if you observe carefully, what is alpha 2 minus alpha 1 signifying? Alpha 2 minus alpha 1, if you take the nth roots of unity, this is a circle, and if you take the 1 point, that is alpha 1, and alpha 0, if we take, these two distances are equal, that is alpha 0 minus alpha 1, this distance equal to alpha n minus alpha 1. So the distances are equal. Basically what they are saying, alpha 2 minus alpha 1 is a distance, and alpha 3 minus alpha 2 is a distance. Basically these are the distances of the polygon. If we say that distances is nothing but here sides, the sides of the polygon. This is a 7th roots of unity, so it will be a 7th degree polynomial. A 7th degree polynomial, it is not 7th degree polynomial, it is a 7-sided polygon, where the polygon having the 7 sides and these sides are all equal. So if we see this side, alpha 2 minus alpha 1 side, it is equal to alpha 3 minus alpha 2 side. So how many boxes are there? If you observe carefully, the boxes are up to k equal to 1 to 12. So the total boxes are 12 boxes in the upside, and each having the length how much? K. Each having the length k. For any integer k, alpha k equal to this thing they are saying, but the length is same. Suppose if we take normal, each length is of k, k plus k plus k plus up to how many boxes it is 12. So it will be 12k. And if you observe the down, same, alpha 3 minus alpha 2 is k, alpha 7 minus alpha 6 k, because these are the sides lengths of the polygon. So this, how many k's are there? 1, 2 and this is 3. So down it will be 3k. K will get cancelled, 3 ones are 3 fours are. So what is the answer? It is 4. So the answer for this question is 4. Like this you have to think, guys, because it is a 7th degree unity, that is it is not unity, it is a 7th power. E power I, k power by 7 is the 7th power. Here it is the cube roots of unity. It is the 7th roots of unity. So if you observe carefully, it is the 7th roots of unity. That means it is a 7-sided polygon whose side lengths are equal. So each lengths are equal. So each length, if we say the random variable k, it will be 12k in the numerator and it will be 3k in the denominator. How much it will be dividing? If we divide 12k divided by 3k, kk will get cancelled and 3 ones 3 fours. It will be answer 4. Like this you have to solve. This is the first question, guys. Now let's discuss the second question. These complex number questions are tedious in the JEE Advanced, but some questions really came easy in the previous years. Second question now. The second question is, let Z be a complex number. Let Z be a complex number such that the imaginary part of Z is non-zero, and A equal to Z square plus Z plus 1 is real, then A cannot take the value. They are asking, well, what is the value the A cannot take? Options are A, B, C and D. Option A -1, option B 1/3, option 3 1/2, option 3 3/4. So if you observe carefully, what they are asking, let Z be a complex number. They are saying that this Z is a complex number here, such that the imaginary part of Z is non-zero. What does it implies? Suppose if we take the complex number Z equal to x plus iy, suppose if we take, they are saying that this complex number, the imaginary part of this complex number is non-zero. It is saying that this complex number is really imaginary complex number. So it is not equal to 0 here. So they are saying that the complex number of Z, the imaginary part of this complex number is non-zero. So it is not 0. And A equal to Z square plus Z plus 1. And they given that A equal to Z square plus Z plus 1. And here A is real. This A part is real. Now they are saying that what is the value of A it cannot take. So suppose if I solve this, Z square plus Z plus 1 minus A equal to 0, and they are saying that this Z cannot, the imaginary part of this Z cannot be equal to 0. So this complex number, suppose this is the quadratic equation in Z. So this quadratic equation in Z should have the complex number imaginary roots. So the discriminant of this will be less than 0. So if we do the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, what you will get? B square, it is 1 minus 4 into what is A? 1. What is C? 1 minus A. This should be less than 0. What it will be? 1 minus 4 plus 4A less than 0, and minus 3 plus 4A less than 0, and 4A less than 3 and A less than 3/4. So A should be less than 3/4 in order to make the imaginary complex number not equal to 0. It should not be equal to 0. It is non-zero part, that is imaginary part. So this A should be belongs to less than 3/4, that is minus infinity to 3/4 only. Open 3/4. But in the options, if we see what are the values comes in this range, -1. Yes, it is coming in this range. Yes, it is correct. But it is not the correct option. Wait, 1/3. What is 1/3? 1/3 is 0.3. It is in this range. Yes, it is also correct. What is 1/2? 0.5. Yes, it is also correct, because what is 3/4? 3/4 is 0.7 something, and 1/2 is 0.5. So it is less than 0.7. So it is correct, but it should not be 3/4. it should not be 3 by 4 because in the 3 by 4 it is open, I already said. Less than or equal to, there is nothing. Only less than, because it is imaginary roots. The imaginary part of the complex number z is not 0. So it should not be less than or equal to 0. That is the reason it should not take the value 3 by 4. So what is the correct option? This is the correct option, not the remaining 3. These remaining 3 things are possible values of a. But this 3 by 4 value is cannot take the value. So this is the correct option. Like this you have to solve. Now, third question. Now, third question. Let Z be a complex number. Let Z be a complex number with a non-zero imaginary. With a non-zero imaginary part if 2 plus 3z plus 4z square divided by 2 minus 3z plus 4z square is a real number, then value of mod z square is. This question is very important question, guys. This question came in JEE Advanced 2022 while I writing the JEE Advanced. This question came in my paper. They are saying that let Z be a complex number. They said that Z is a complex number, we already know, with non-zero imaginary part. The meaning I already explained in the previous question. Suppose if it is x plus iy, that the y part should not be equal to 0. They are saying like that. Z is a complex number with non-zero imaginary part. So the imaginary part should not be 0, it is non-zero. So it cannot be 0, it may be any other thing. So Z is equal to x plus iy, it should be there. And they are saying if 2 plus 3z plus 4z square divided by 2 minus 3z plus 4z square is a real number, they are saying. So basically this is a quantity, they are saying that it is real. So let's take this value. 4z square plus 3z plus 2 divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2. You can clearly see that, guys. If I do subtraction of minus 3z and addition of 3z here, and if I separate out things, 4z square minus 3z plus 2 plus 6z divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2, it is very clear that I can write this as 4z square minus 3z plus 2 divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2 plus 6z divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2. So here these things will get cancelled because these two are same. So what it will come finally, 1 plus 6z divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2. Up to now we solve the question, but now we have to move to the next part. Now 1 plus 6z divided by 4z square minus 3z plus 2. Now if we take common z, 4z minus 3 plus 2 by z it will be, and z will get cancelled. 1 plus 6 divided by, if we take common these two things, suppose if we take common 2z, suppose if I take common 2, what it will be? 2z plus 1 by z minus 3. If I take common this thing, it will be like this. Now we already know. They are saying that this part is real. So this should be real na. 2z plus 1 by z should be real. This should be belongs to R. That is the reason it is possible. So now what we can do? No, it is real. They are saying this part is real. Now we can equate to the real part. What we know? Suppose z is a complex number. If z is a purely real, we can do z equal to z bar. Why? Because x plus iy equal to x minus iy, and x is cancelled. 2iy equal to 0. Y part is equal to 0. That is the reason this z equal to z bar represents purely real condition. So now we are doing 2z plus 1 by z equal to 2z bar plus 1 by z bar. Now if we take all to the left side, 2z minus 2z bar plus 1 by z minus 1 by z bar. What I will get? Here if you take common 2, z minus z bar, and here if I take z bar minus z divided by z bar equal to 0. Now if I take common z bar minus z, suppose if I take common like this, z bar, yes, it is correct. Yes, if I take common z bar, z minus z bar, what it will be? 2 plus 2 minus 1 by z bar is mod z square. This thing is equal to 0. Z equal to z bar, it is correct. The first thing is equal to 0, yes, it is correct. What it will be second one? This should be equal to 0. So 2 equal to 1 by z square. So mod z square equal to 1 by 2. Mod z square equal to 1 by 2. What is 1 by 2? It is 0.5. So what is mod z square value? We got 0.5. So the answer is 0.5. This is a JEE Advanced 2022 question, and it is a simple question. Just we have to make this as like this: 1 plus 6 divided by 2 into 2z plus 1 by z minus 3, and we have to make this part as real. To make this part as real, this complex number should be equal to its conjugate. That is 2z plus 1 by z equal to 2z bar plus 1 by z bar. And when we equate to and if we do the transformations and if we equate and solve, we got mod z square equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5. This is a thing. 3 questions got completed. Next, 4th question. Next, 4th question. If argument of z less than 0. This is a old question, guys, but this type of questions are important for the multi-correct questions. Option A, option B, option C, option D. Pi, minus pi by 2, pi by 2. Yes. Solution. If argument of z less than 0, then argument of minus z minus argument of z, what it is? Argument of z is negative, they are saying. So what is the argument? It is an angle made with the positive axis. So if argument is negative, it should lie here now. So this is z. This is minus theta. We know. This is argument negative. That is the reason why they given negative. If it is z, this is z bar, and this argument is this thing. We know that this argument is this thing. And if it is minus theta, think guys, if it is minus theta, it is opposite thing. It is theta. And what is the complete angle here? Pi. So what is the argument of z bar? Argument of z bar is simply pi minus theta. And argument of z is minus theta. So they are asking argument of minus z. Argument of minus z, this is z here, we can write z minus z. We can write this thing because I done a mistake here. If you find clearly, I said that is z and it is z bar. No. What is z bar? Z bar is this thing. Z bar is this thing. This is a z bar. This is z, this is z bar. I already said z and z bar is like mirror image. If z is thing and if x-axis is a mirror, it is a mirror. And this thing is image of z. So this is z bar, but we are concerned to minus z. So this is argument of minus z. Argument of z equal to minus, that is pi minus theta. Argument of z equal to minus theta. They are asking argument of minus z. What is argument of minus z? It is pi minus theta. And what is argument of z? Argument of z is minus theta. So pi minus theta plus theta. Minus theta plus theta is cancelled. Answer is pi. So option A is correct. Really guys, this is a 2002 question in JEE Advanced. This simple concept things will come in the multi-correct questions. This complete question will be one option, that is A, B, C, D if we consider. Option A, option B, option C, let it be anything. But option D, they completely merge this problem into like this. They simply say if argument of z less than 0, what is argument of minus z and minus of argument of z? What is the answer? It will be equal to pi, they say. And what is the question? State which of the following are true. It is, if it is minus, that if it is pi, answer will be D. Like this you have to solve. So this small question will have the capability to become an option in the large question. So you have to be ready guys. 4th question got completed. Now 5th question. let z bar denote the complex conjugate of a complex number z and let I equal to root minus 1. In the set of complex numbers, the number of distinct roots of the equation, the given equation z bar minus z square equal to I into z bar plus z square is. This is a numerical type question, and this question also JEE Advanced 2022 recent question, guys. Complex number in the 2022 paper, really complex numbers. From the complex numbers, nearly 3 questions came. Out of these 3 questions, 2 questions are really easy, and the first question I already explained to you, that is 0.5 question mod z square, and the second easy question is this thing. Let's solve this, guys. They are saying that this up to here you already know. There is no thing to explain. Let z bar denote the complex conjugate of complex number. We already know if z is a complex number, what is the conjugate of this complex number? Z bar. And we already know iota equal to root minus 1. So no need to bother about this thing. Next thing is, in the set of complex number, the number of distinct roots of the equation. They given one equation and they are asking for this equation, how many distinct roots are coming? How many distinct roots are coming to this equation? So now let's solve this equation. Z bar minus z square equal to I into z bar plus z square. This is a question. If you multiply z minus z square equal to I z bar, if you multiply this thing, and if we shuffle this thing, minus iz plus iz square minus plus z square. If I take common z bar, 1 minus I, and 1 minus I equal to 1 minus I equal to, here if you take z square, I plus 1. And suppose if I apply, up to now you understand, I just multiply I to both sides, that is z bar and z square. Now what I did, I just shuffle things, that is z bar comes one side and z square comes another side. Now what I am doing, I am applying modulus both sides. Applying modulus both sides, we get mod z bar mod 1 minus I equal to mod z square mod I plus 1. These things. We know that 1 minus I modulus is equal to 1 plus I modulus. We already know this thing, because what is the modulus of this thing? Root 2. What is the modulus of this thing? Root 2. Root 2. We already know. So this modulus is equal to this modulus. I am cancelling, and we already know that mod z bar, that is modulus of z bar complex number, is also equal to modulus z. So I am replacing mod z as mod z bar is mod z equal to here mod z square, and I can replace here as mod z square. So if I do this thing, that is mod z square equal to mod z, if I take right side left side, that is mod z square minus mod z equal to 0, mod z common, mod z minus 1 equal to 0, mod z equal to 0 or mod z equal to 1. These two things we got from this equation. And now what we have to solve, we have to find the distinct equation. For that, what we can do? Think, guys, what we can do? Yes, we got these two things. Remember, guys, these are the equations one. If you assume like this, now take this equation, and if I am assuming z equal to x plus y is a complex number, I am applying these things. I am applying x plus y whole square equal to mod z. Mod z is root of x plus y. 9 x square plus y square. Can we do this thing? Basically we have to find 4 roots. That is the number of distinct roots we have to find. It can be anything, 4 or 3 we have to find. For that we have solved the half of the question. Now we have to solve the rest question. It is x square minus y square plus 2yxy. Yes, it is correct. And next, two xyi. Yes. We have to equate these two things, guys. X plus iy whole square. It should be equal to iota into, it is y minus ix. We have to equate these things. That is z square equal to minus z bar. We have to equate this thing. And after doing this thing, we can get x square minus y square plus 2xyi. It is equal to y minus ix. And equating these two things, x square minus y square equal to y, and 2xy equal to minus x, and 2xy plus x equal to 0. If we take x common, 2y plus 1 equal to 0, and it is x equal to 0 and y equal to minus 1 by 2. And here it is, if I substitute minus 1 by 2 here, what I will get? X square equal to y plus y square. Here y will be minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 4. So 4 minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1 by 4. Is this correct? X square minus y square, I am getting, shifting to right side, it is y minus 1 by 2. Here it is minus plus 1 by 4. One second, guys. Sorry, here it is minus y and again minus y plus ix it is. So here you can get here 3, that is here 3, x square equal to 3 here, 3 by 4, x equal to plus or minus root 3 by 2. So from this what we can do, when x is 0, y is 0, and when x is root 3 by 2, y is 1 by 2, that is minus 1 by 2, and when x is minus root 3 by 2, it is minus 1 by 2, and when x is 0, 0, and if we substitute x is 0 here, what you will get? Y square plus y equal to 0, y if you take common, you will get minus 1. So another root is 0 comma minus 1. So these are the 4 roots, guys. These are the 4 distinct roots for this equation. What I did first, I multiplied these things and I separated out, and when I separate, I got one relation, that is mod z equal to 0 or mod z equal to 1. After that I equate z equal to z square equal to minus z bar, and I got 4 roots, that is 0 comma 0, 0 comma minus 1, root 3 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2, root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. So these are the 4 roots. What they ask, 4 distinct roots. These are the 4 distinct roots. What is the answer here? 4. Like this you have to solve. This is the 5th question, guys. Now 6th question. Now 6th question. Wait guys, I will tick what are the questions completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions got completed. Now really interesting question, guys. If z is any complex number satisfying mod z minus 3 minus 2i less than or equal to 2, then the minimum value of mod 2z minus 6 plus 5i is what? Really important question, guys. If z is any complex number, we can assume any complex number z, and it should satisfy this relation, that is mod z minus 3 minus 2i less than or equal to 2. If you observe carefully, if I take common minus, it will be 3 plus 2i less than or equal to 2. And if you observe carefully, this is a circle. And what is the center? 3 comma 2. This is 3 and this is 2. This is 3 comma 2 center, and this is a circle. And z is lying this thing, and z is less than or equal to 2. That is, z is lying on the circle and inside the circle. Now they given another relation, that is mod 2z minus 6 plus 5i. And if I take common 2 here, z minus 3 plus 5 by 2i. And if I take common minus if I take common 3 minus 5 by 2i, this thing. So what it will be? It is also another circle, but it is 2 times. It is 2 times that thing. So 3 and 5 by 2. 3 comma minus 5 by 2. So this is another circle. Now we have to find z in such a way that from this point the z is minimum. So z is lying in this circle. So we have to choose a point. And from that from this center it should be minimum. What is the minimum value of this thing? The minimum value of this thing is this only, na? If I assume z is here, this is a minimum thing. What is the distance from this point? It is 5 by 2. And this is twice the thing. Twice. So what is the minimum distance? It will be 2 times 5 by 2. So it will be 5. This thing we have calculated. But what is the multiplication of 2? The multiplication of 2 into 5 by 2, it will be 5. Because this is the shortest distance we have to find. And it should be this thing, na? We calculated this thing. If you assume there is no 2, the answer is 5 by 2. But there is 2. So it will be multiplication of 2 times into the minimum distance. 2 times into the minimum distance is 5 by 2. 2 will get cancelled. Answer is 5. Like this you have to solve. This question is really interesting. This type of questions we are regularly asking in this JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. The 6th question completed. Seventh question, guys. Now if mod z equal to 1 and z not equal to plus or minus 1, then all all the values of z divided by 1 minus z square lie on option A, the x-axis, option B, the y-axis, option C, mod z equal to root 2, option D, a line not passing through origin, not passing through origin. Now listen guys, this is 7th question. If mod z equal to 1, they given mod z equal to 1 and z is not equal to plus or minus 1, they given. Then all the values of, they given one thing, that is one relation z divided by 1 minus z square. And this thing, all the values of this thing will lie on where? Z divided by 1 minus z square. If you observe carefully, z divided by, what is 1? Here they given mod z equal to 1. So we can replace here mod z minus z square. Again, z divided by, mod z we can write as z into z bar minus z square. And if I take common here, and z will be cancelled, z will be cancelled, z bar minus z. Z bar minus z. And we all know, this z bar minus z will not, which should not be equal to 0. So this thing will not be equal to 0. What is this implying? That is, z should not be equal to z bar. What is z not equal to z bar? It is implying that it should lie all the points not lie on x-axis, that is real axis. It should lie on y-axis, because z should not be equal to z bar. So z should not be equal to z bar, implying that all the points of z is already on the y-axis. It should not be on x-axis. Why it is not the x-axis? We already know that what are the points lying on x-axis, it should satisfy the relation z equal to z bar, and what are the points lying on y-axis, it should be satisfied z equal to minus z bar. So z equal to minus z bar, it is satisfied, because this subtraction or addition, it will not be able to make this thing not equal to 0. But if z equal to z bar, this subtraction is equal to 0. But according to the rules, it violates the mathematical thing. So z minus z bar is equal to 0 if z equal to z bar. So it should not be equal to 0. So what are the points lying on z? It should lie on y-axis. Like this you have to solve. The 7th question completed. Now 8th question. Let omega be the complex number cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3, then the number of distinct complex numbers z satisfying z plus 1 omega square z plus omega square 1 omega square 1 z plus omega is equal to 0 is dash. This is a question guys, they given. If omega is a complex number, we already know what is omega, qubits of unity. What is the value? They given already, e power I 2 pi by 3. What is the value of e power I 2 pi by 3? It is minus 1 plus root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. We already know this is the value of omega. It is clear. Now they given one matrix. This is a question of complex numbers plus determinants. Complex numbers plus determinants. So you have to know the properties of determinants also. So when you see here this thing, and we have to solve this thing, we cannot solve directly, so we have to apply transformation. So I am applying C1 tending to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So what I will get? I will get here z plus 1 plus omega square, omega square, z plus 1 plus omega square, z plus 1 plus omega square. Here it will be z plus omega square, it is 1 plus z plus omega square. This thing. And If you observe carefully, 1 plus omega square, we already know the relations 1 plus omega square equal to 0 for the cube roots of unity, and omega cube equal to 1. Here 1 plus omega square, these all things will be 0, and one column total z. So we can take common z. What we will get 1 omega square z plus omega square 1 z plus omega. And now what we can do? Now we have to solve. Now if you observe carefully, we can directly take the determinant value here, but we can do another thing. We can make something as 0. We can try what we can do, R1 tending to R1 plus R2 we can do here. Yes, suppose if we try to do R1 tending to R1 plus R2 here, what it will be? Z R1 plus R2 plus R3. Total row we are adding. It will be 3. It will be 1 plus omega square, it is 0, and here it is Z. And here 1 plus omega square, it is 0, it is Z. And here same thing, Z plus omega square 1 z plus omega. And now what we can do? Now we can easily open these things. So leave it, guys. We can easily solve without applying the R1 transformation here. Suppose if we open this thing, what we will get? Z into 1 into z plus omega square into z plus omega minus 1. This is one thing. And minus omega into z plus omega minus 1. Another thing, plus omega square into 1 minus z minus omega square. This thing. And if you multiply this entire thing, what you will get? Z square plus z omega plus omega square z plus omega square into omega, it is omega cube, it is omega, that is 1 minus 1, it is 0. So you can remove this. And next, here it is minus omega z minus omega square plus omega here, and here it is plus omega minus omega square z. Here it will be omega power 4, omega cube equal to 1, so we can write plus omega. So minus omega square z, it will be minus omega power 4, so it will be minus omega. And here plus omega square z minus omega square z is cancelled. Omega square is cancelled. And next, omega minus omega is cancelled. These two things is cancelled. What is left? Z into z square. Z cube equal to 0. Z cube equal to 0. What is it implies? Z cube equal to 0 is z equal to 0. So there is only one value of z which is satisfying this entire thing. So what is that value? The distinct value is 0. So like this you have to report. The 8th question is completed. You have to know only one thing. 1 plus omega square equal to 0. And before this thing, there is another one thing. Z cube equal to 1. Cube roots of unity. What are the values? 1 omega square. 1 omega value is minus 1 plus root 3 I by 2. Here it will be minus 1 by 2 minus root 3 I by 2. These things you have to know. And 1 plus omega square equal to 0 and omega cube equal to 1. If you know these things, you can solve this question. And also you have to know some properties of determinants. To solve the simple, without applying the determinant properties also you can solve, but it is time consuming. Now 9th question. Now 9th question, guys. We came to end. A man walks a distance. A man walks a distance of 3 units from the origin towards the northeast, north 45 degrees east direction. From there he walks a distance. You can fast forward this video because the writing it will take some time. 4 units towards northwest at an angle north 45 degrees to west direction to reach P. Find position of P in the Argand plane. Really important question, guys. Option A, 3 into e power I pi by 4 plus 4i. Option B, 3 minus 4i into e power I pi by 4. Option C, 4 plus 3i into e power I pi by 4. Option D, 3 plus 4i into e power I pi by 4. This question is really important because you can understand how the complex numbers are behaving really. So it is very important to understand this type of questions. First of all, prepare your Argand plane and now understand the question. A man walks a distance of 3 units from the origin towards this is what it is. This thing is, it is north, it is south, it is east, it is west. This entire region is said to be northeast. This entire region is said to be northwest. Here it is west south. Here it is southeast. So what they are saying, a man is traveling 3 units from the origin towards northeast. So in this direction it is moving from the origin, making an angle 45 degree with the origin, and he reached here. So we can make, and how many units he traveled? 3 units. From here, from this point, he moved a distance of 4 units towards northwest. Like this he moved. How many units? 4 units. And by making an 45 degree angle with the northwest. This angle 45 degree. Now towards to reach the point P, this is the point P, and we can join here. You can join here, and also you can take the parallel vector. You can take parallel vector here, and you can mention the points also. A, it is P, it is O, it is B, and this 4 units is equal to this 4 units, and this is, it is 45 degree, and suppose this vector is parallel to this vector we taken, but what is angle? This complete angle is 90 degree, and what is this angle? It is 45 degree. So if it is a vector, you can completely transform this into one set like this. First of all, this is an initial vector 45 degree, and then we move this vector in such a way that the angle is now became 90 plus 45. This thing is very crucial here, and after this we can join this thing. That is like this we move, like this move, and finally we reach like this. So what it's saying, it is saying that in order to find OP, you can write as OA plus AP, and OP equal to OA plus, what is AP? AP is similar to OB. Like this you can do. What is OA? OA is 3 units magnitude and angle is I pi by 4, plus what is OB here? OB is 4 units but angle is pi by 2 plus pi by 4, because this is pi by 2. What is this angle? This angle is pi by 2, that is 90 degree. So 90 plus 45, that is 135. 3 into e power I pi by 4 plus 4 into e power I pi by 4 into e power I pi by 2. Like this you can write. So what it will be? 3 into e power I pi by 4 plus I into 4 into e power I pi by 4. So if you take common e power I pi by 4, what it will be? 3 plus 4i. So what is the final answer? What is the final position of P? E power I pi by 4 into 3 plus 4i. So option D is correct. Like this you have to solve the Argand plane questions. They simply say a man is moving from the origin to the north or west or south or east, and it is making an angle so and so angle from the positive x-axis, and from their point they are moving another direction and making another angle. So finally you have to report the final position of this thing. So you already know in the vectors. Suppose this is a vector and this is a vector, you can directly move like this. Suppose you have to reach like this, you can move like this, and you can move. So this is suppose OAB. Suppose to reach OB, I can move OA plus AB. Like this I can move. This thing only I applied in this question with the vectors properties. The 9th question completed. The 9th question completed. Now last question, 10th question. let omega equal to e power I 2 pi by 3 and a comma b comma c x comma y comma z be non-zero complex numbers such that a plus b plus c equal to x, a plus b omega plus omega square equal to y, a plus b omega square plus c omega equal to z. Now they are asking then mod x square plus mod y square, then value of mod x square mod y square plus mod z square divided by mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square equal to how much? This thing they ask. Remember guys, let omega equal to e power I 2 by 3. I already said omega equal to e power I 2 by 3. What is the value of this? The answer is 1 by 2 plus root 3 I by 2. This is the omega and it is the cube roots of unity concept. 1 plus omega square equal to 0, omega cube equal to 1. These all things I already said to you. And what are the cube roots of unity roots? 1. Another thing omega square. 1 is 1. Omega is minus 1 plus root 3 I by 2. And here it is minus 1 minus root 3 I by 2. And if we came to here, what is mod z square? Mod z square is x into x bar. What is y square? Y into y bar. What is z square? Z into z bar. Divided by mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square. Why I am doing this? Because I know the value of x and I know the value of x bar. So by multiplying these two things, I can make the answer. What is x? A plus b plus c. What is x bar? A bar plus b bar plus c bar. And what is y? A plus b omega plus omega square. And what is a bar? That is a bar plus b bar omega plus b bar omega square plus omega. And what is this thing? A plus b omega square plus c omega into its conjugate a bar plus b omega plus c omega square. This thing divided by mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square. We already know when we multiply a into a bar, we got mod a square. When we multiply a bar, mod b square, mod c square, and the remaining things are neglected. And same here, a into a bar plus b into b bar. So mod a square, mod b square plus mod c square plus mod a square. Third thing, a into a bar, b into b bar, c into c bar. A into a bar, b into b bar. This is b bar. A into a bar, b into b bar, c into c bar. When we carefully listen guys, b omega square into b omega. B omega square into b bar omega square. B into b bar it is mod b square. Omega square into omega it is omega cube. Omega cube value 1. So mod b square. That is why I am multiplying. That is the reason I am multiplying to these two things, because omega cube value we know 1. Mod omega square mod b square plus mod c square plus mod a square mod b square mod c square plus mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square divided by what is the denominator? It is mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square. So in the top, that is denominator, what it is? 3 times of mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square. And down it is mod a square plus mod b square plus mod c square. Numerator denominator is cancelled and answer is 3. What is the value of this thing? That is, the answer is 3 for this expression. It is important. So guys, totally the 10 questions got completed, and it is not enough to excel the complex number chapter. So it is very important to understand the concept, really important. So what is the concept here? This cube roots of unity concept here really important. So it is a complex numbers portion. It is very tedious to understand, but you can solve some of the easy questions which are solved here. Nearly 2022 and 2021 questions are really easy, but if you can think 2023 paper is difficult, it is your bad luck, but the paper is also going to be easy. Just you have to apply the concepts and think twice guys before applying before solving the complex sum, because it can be a lengthy, it can be a short. Some questions I solved in this top 10 question series, it is some really short, like argument of z bar minus argument of z, it is just pi minus theta plus theta, it is plus theta minus theta cancel, answer pi. Those are the previous year questions. So you can assume to come that questions in the JEE Advanced or you can assume the lengthy questions. But be ready guys, and also if you didn't subscribe to this channel, subscribe to these channels to get the notifications. And also if you didn't join the Telegram group, join the Telegram group. It is really important, where I share the notifications, practice sheets, notes, everything I will update there. So join the Telegram group also, and thank you guys for supporting, and all the best for your exams. That's it for the video. Thank you.